Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift Worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift Worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift Worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since, and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work.
Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you.
Okay, good evening everybody. We are in Paris and we're heading up to the Champs-Élysées and we are testing a feature tonight. We're testing the race results feature, which is brand new to the Zwift companion app. So you know the blue app that you have on your iPhone or your Android phone. You can create what's called a meetup on there, and up until now you've been able to meet up with your friends and go running, but as of the latest release you can meet up with your friends and go racing, and at the end of the race you get race results, and that was released yesterday, so we're testing it out today. Stephen Smith says good evening. Stephen, I gave you an invite to come and run with us tonight. Where are you? Where are you? And Jason Mitchell says evening, I'm back with a working treadmill. Oh, good stuff. So hopefully we'll see you on in the not too distant then. Apologise that my camera is pointing a bit downwards tonight. I might see if I can fix that in a second actually. So we're doing 10k. It's kind of a race. But we're not really too worried. We're just interested in the race results. I invited a lot of people last minute though. It was a very last minute thing, so we've got about 15 or so runners just treading the boards tonight. 10k, and we'll just have an enjoyable run around the Champs-Elysees. Oh right, okay, so Stephen Smith has joined. He's at the back, he's walking, he did a long run this morning. I did a long run this morning as well. Actually, it wasn't that long, only 10 miles. So, most of the people on here I do know. Lee Leggett, Jeff Huber, Neil Messenger, Ryan Downey, Chris Beale, Jonathan Cost. Is it Mark Harrison? Sorry, Andrew Usher, Hoy, Jeff Scala, Girard, and Stephen Smith there. And we're all just going to have an enjoyable run around the Champs-Elysees. So we're heading up. This is the opposite direction to how we raced the other day. We're doing a different course actually, or a different route. So this isn't the Champs-Elysees route, this is the other route. There are two routes. Basically, I think just one is in reverse of the other. And so if you have any questions, if you want to drop me a line, then by all means please do. I am watching Facebook chat and YouTube chat as always, and also Twitch chat as well. Tina Beard says good evening. So hot, glad I'm only watching. Yes, well, I've had such a nice day. I managed to get out running early on this morning. Well, early for me, at 9 a.m. And I did 10 miles on the hills, which was beautiful before it got absolutely roasting hot. Then I went for a swim in the sea. And then I came back and here I am doing this, so I've had a lovely time. Okay, 9.1 kilometres to go, so I'm coming up to 1 kilometre. So I'll let you know when it hits 1 kilometre for me. But obviously you've got a time delay. 0.9 for me now. And coming up any second now. Right, Jonathan Costa's hit 1 kilometre, but I'm not yet. Right, Ryan Downey's hit 1 kilometre. 1 kilometre for me now. So I was just a few seconds behind you. Interesting. Right, I'm going to speed up a little bit. I'm going to go to 10.3, should we say? 10.3 now for me. So if you guys are listening, Jonathan, Ryan, 10.3 kilometres per hour. Chris Beale. Jonathan Cost says time gaps all over the place again. Apparently you're 11 seconds ahead, so I'm 11 seconds ahead. Okay. TV Guy Australia. Stephen, is that what's displayed in the bottom right corner? Is it done by Zwift or by your broadcast? Just spotted it. Yeah, no, by me. So I've set up my Stride foot pod. I'm running my Stride foot pod on my right foot, and I'm running the Stride app on my phone, which is, just to let everybody know, by the way, that's why I'm not chatting. on Facebook, not chatting on the game, because I'm using my phone for the Stride app, and the Stride app is linked to my stream, so you can see the watts in the bottom right hand corner of the screen there. Stephen Smith says he's going to catch up with us. So yeah, if you're wondering why I'm not being very chatty on the game itself, that's why I'm using the Stride app on my phone, so I can't use the Zwift Companion app. Tim Iveson, thunderstorms, power cuts in Zwift Worlds. Okay. Is that why you haven't joined us, Tim? So Tim Iveson, watching from Wales, has thunderstorms and power cuts. It's been another blisteringly hot day here. Must again be, been 35, middle of the day. Right, I'm going to put my camera angles on. I don't think there's anywhere I can go off really, is there? I normally these days I turn it off at the beginning of the run, and if we get into the meat of the run, I turn it back on again. Right, my headphones have died, so I've got no music, which is a shame. Why don't I charge my headphones more regularly? Take them off now. Okay, 1.5 kilometres in. So we're heading up the Champs-Élysées. There's the Eiffel Tower, look. And we're going to round the Arc de Triomphe and come down the other side and head towards Place de la Concorde. HTime6626 on YouTube says, what headphones do you use? I've got Aftershocks, Trek's Aftershocks. They're my second pair because the first pair died, I think, from sweat. So although I like them, I think they possibly are not totally sweat-proof. But those are the older ones. There's a newer version of the Aftershocks out now, so it may be that they're better. Right, Stephen Smith has caught up with us. I'm at 8.2 kilometres to go. Thanks for the ride on, by the way. Vetterman, thank you. So 1.8 kilometres for me at the moment. We're just, what we're doing is we're kind of keeping an eye on how far we've all travelled. Yeah, Ryan Downey is next to me with a deficit of 6 seconds. Interesting. Yeah, on my screen you look like you're right next to me. Jonathan Cost is at 1.9, I'm at 1.8. Ryan Downey's 1.9. Now I'm 1.9. Neil Messenger's at 2 kilometres. TV Guy AU. I'm sure I know your name. You did tell me your name at one point, didn't you? Because you are somebody I know, but I can't remember now. Anyway, hopefully in a future update, Jonathan Cost is now on 2k. I'll tell you when I'm on 2k. Not yet. Not yet. Now. 2k now. Oh yeah, TV Guy. I'm hoping that in the not too distant future there will be a Zwift update where we can have power as part of the metrics on screen. Fingers crossed. Okay, H times 6626 says he's got the Aeropex aftershocks. They are the newer version, I think. So that's good. Chris Nolan, I knew your name. Yes, Chris. Sorry, I must try and remember that for future reference. Right, guys, slightly faster, 10.5 kilometers per hour. If you want to relay that, Ryan, if you want to relay that to everyone. I suppose people will just keep up, won't they? So we're doing what's called the Lutece Express, Lutece Express route. So it's basically the opposite route to the Champs-Élysées route. It's the opposite way that we raced the other day. I was going to sort out my camera, wasn't I? I don't think I can do it just like this. Hang on. Is that any better? Yes, that's a bit better. There we go. Fingers crossed that'll stay. What about Pat? I didn't say anything about Pat. I know Pat's male. When did I mention Pat? Stephen Smith. It's Stephen Smith, not Pat Smith. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so anyway, we're going at 10.5 kilometers per hour. So we're going to I'm going to try and gradually increase the pace. I know, I never said Pat. What he's on about. Stephen Smith's going to stop at 5 kilometres. No worries, Stephen, that's fine. Oh, I see, yes. Right, I've got you now. I understand what Jonathan is going on about. It took me a long time to get into my head that Pat Smith was male. In the same way that I need to remember that TV Guy AU on YouTube is Chris Nolan. And there was another chap as well, Daniel, who on YouTube is DIY Tech Repairs. And he's called Daniel, and I couldn't, for months I couldn't remember his name. He kept reminding me every session, every stream. He'd remind me of his name and I couldn't get it in my head. 7.4 kilometres to go for me. Ryan Downey says 1 hour to pack social, 5k. So if you want to do a 5k run with Ryan Downey, there's 1 hour to go before he does that. I won't be doing it because I'm going to be knackered. I've already run once today. I've decided I'm not running anymore after this one. But I promise, Ryan, I will do one of your events. Probably do Friday Fartlek. But also, we need to make sure that we finish this run in time for Ryan to get ready for his next run. Stephen Smith says he was going to do the Alpe de Zwift climb this morning, but it was way too hot. Yeah, it was baking, wasn't it? It's probably not worth it. Not worth it today. Jonathan Cost getting annoyed. Why can't people just use their real names? 7.1k to go now. Although 2.8 still on under my name. Jonathan Cost's heart rate is 160. Stay with it, Jonathan. Mine's all right at the moment, 132 BPM. is pretty high, Jonathan. Just relax, buddy. Is it really warm? Have you got air conditioning where you are? Oh, by the way, so nearly 3 kilometres for me, 3 kilometres for Ryan Downey and Jonathan Cost, and I'm now 3 kilometres. Ryan Downey says stop with the bike and just run. I think he said the word stupid there. Stop with the stupid bike and just run. Exactly. So we've rounded the Arc de Triomphe and we're heading back down the Champs-Élysées. This is the direction you go in the Paris Marathon. On Paris Marathon day, the whole of the Champs-Élysées is packed with runners all the way down. If you're a slower marathon runner, you're right at the back, almost at the Arc de Triomphe, and you slowly make your way down the Arc de Triomphe to the start line as, yes, whilst they're playing Chariots of Fire over the speakers and different runners going off at different times on different sides of the street as well. So one side of the street goes first, then the other side, then back again, until eventually after about an hour, or maybe even longer than that, an hour and a half maybe, all the runners have started. It's much more exciting than the start of the London Marathon, because the London Marathon, there are 3 separate starts, and it's a bit anticlimactic. Whereas the finish of London is amazing, but the start of Paris is fabulous. Okay, should we stay at this pace? Let's stay at this pace for this kilometre, and we'll speed up again when we get to 6 kilometres to go. So if you're watching and you're wondering what Zwift is all about, this is a virtual running environment and cycling environment. Some of the worlds we run on are completely fictional. This one is a real world representation of the Champs-Élysées in Paris, and you can run with your friends or run against people from all over the world that you don't know in races or workouts. And what we're doing today is we're testing out a new feature on the Zwift companion app. So there are 2 apps you can download: the Zwift game itself, which is an orange app, and the Zwift companion app, which is a blue app. And that allows you to make friends, it allows you to join events and various other things. And one thing it allows you to do is create or join meetups. So you can create a meetup with your friends and go for a run wherever you like, in whatever world you want. There are about 8 or 9 worlds now, 10 worlds now, that you can rotate between. And Paris is the latest one of those worlds. And what we're doing today is we're testing the race results feature, which is brand new to meetups. So when you create a meetup on the Zwift companion app and invite all your friends, you can decide to make it a race, and you can have results of the race at the end. And so we're trying that out because it was only released yesterday, so we're trying it out for the first time. Stephen Smith says he's going to speed up at 4 kilometres. Yeah, I think we're going to speed up about 4 kilometres to go. No, with 6 kilometres to go, 4 kilometres done, we're going to speed up as well. I think we'll go to 10.8, if that's okay with everybody. 10.8 kilometres in about 300 metres time. Thank you to my wife for the ride on. Ball dropping, thank you very much, guys.
Right on.
TiVo, thank you. Okay, I'm at 3.8 kilometres. Hoover, Jonathan Costa on 3.9. Thomas Bunce, good afternoon, Mr. Cousins, he says. Did you do North Downs Way 100 in the end? No, I didn't. But I am doing the Thames Path 100 in September. Right, 10.8 kilometres per hour at 4K. I'm at 4K now, so away we go. 10.8, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
So 1 kilometre to go and we are at halfway. No worries, Jonathan. Just do what you can do. Don't get that heart rate too high, buddy. Thanks, Thomas. Thomas says good luck with my Thames Path 100-mile race. So, yeah, I've done a couple of 100-milers so far this lockdown period. I did a treadmill 100, and then I did 100 miles outdoors for the Centurion One community event in May. So my next race is called the Thames Path 100, and as you can imagine, it is a 100-mile race alongside the Thames, and it goes from London out and finishes in Oxford, so following the Thames Path all the way. I tried it last year, and I don't know if you've seen the film I made of that, but I DNF'd at 85 miles with a really bad chafing, which meant that I had to slow down, and because I slowed down I got incredibly cold, and I just had to throw the towel in at 85 miles. So we're going to do better this time. We'll finish the race this time, manage myself a little bit better and get to the end, provided we're not in lockdown again, because we're going on holiday soon, and it may be that I'm shoved into quarantine when we get back, in which case I won't be able to do the race, but hopefully that won't happen. So now we're in Place de la Concorde. You can see the Eiffel Tower in the distance behind, and we're rounding Place de la Concorde, and we're going to head down the Rue de Rivoli, the famous shopping arcade on the left hand side as we run, with the famous arches, and we'll have the Tivoli Gardens, Tuileries Gardens on the right hand side, and the Rue de Rivoli shops on the left hand side. And we're still following the route of the Paris Marathon, so this is in the first mile of the Paris Marathon route. We head this way down the Rue de Rivoli. Jan Verledens, thank you very much for your ride on. I'm currently pumping out 215 watts, so fairly comfortable. Heart rate is 136 BPM, so this is a fairly easy, relaxed 10k at the moment. No real racing going on, it's just going to be interesting to see the final results. Probably, Ryan, how about we suggest that maybe we race it from 2k out or something? Should we, like, everybody just go for their life at 2 kilometers to go. Or something, maybe. Perhaps. I don't know. Whatever you think. Okay, Ryan Downey says, let's play it by ear. Yeah. No worries. So Jonathan Cost is taking it a bit easier. Jeff Scala is just behind as well. Em Hoy from the USA. He's a couple of minutes behind. Andrew Usher, Chris Beale, Jeff Huber, and Ryan Downey all still with me. Neil Messenger is just forging ahead a little bit. Girard is 30 seconds up. Stephen Smith has sped up and is 20 seconds ahead. Lee Leggett is in second place in the race as such. And our Sid, I can't remember his first name, Ricardo, I think, from Sweden. He's in the lead. Right, Neil's hit 5k. No, I know, Ryan. I'm doing my own thing. 5k for me now. No, I'm quite happy at an easy pace. This is all good training for 100 miles in 3 weeks' time. Oh, okay. He wasn't talking to me. Jonathan Cost's HR is 170, so yeah, take it easy, Jonathan. So that's the problem with using my iPhone for something else. Is that I can't use it to chat on the screen. Oh yeah. Right, Ryan Downey's already making excuses now. Oh, by the way, 11 kilometers an hour. Let's go at 11 kilometers an hour now, guys. Ryan Downey's making excuses for the sprint at the end, saying that his stride is playing up. I haven't got it up there, I don't know. Well, we've got 5k to go, and it'll be about 25 minutes. So around about 25 minutes to go. Okay, we've turned off the Rue de Rivoli now, and we're going under the underpass with Tuileries Gardens to the right and the Louvre to the left. There's a bit of an overhead view. So Tuileries Gardens now on the left, as you can see. Oh, you can't see it now. Never mind. Actually, let's do number 9. No, number 9. Oh. What's number 8 then? There we are, there's number 8. Okay, so Tuileries Gardens on the left there, and the Louvre on the right. And we're in the underpass, just coming out of the underpass now. You can see the yellow beacon above my head. Jonathan Cost is inclining at 1% as always. Well, take it down to 0. Take it down to 0 and get that heart rate down. I've got the fan on full blast to try and negate some of the heat. Okay, so now, I don't know the name of this road, but now we have the Seine on the left and Tuileries Gardens on the right. So the River Seine is on the left there. You just can't see the water at the moment. Hopefully we'll have an overhead shot in a minute. Oh, what's to tell us the name of the road? She wouldn't know the name of the road. And Paul Deering says, sorry, couldn't make the meet-up, watching from work. No worries, buddy. And Chris Nolan says, Steve, did you see the Stride email about the firmware update? Yes, I got an update message on my phone just as I was logging on to run this run, so I didn't update the firmware just in case. So I'll update the firmware as soon as we've finished. Do you know what's in it, Chris? Is it anything interesting? I haven't read the email. Right, heart rate is up to 142, so gradually increasing heart rate. And we're coming up to 4 kilometres to go. So we'll increase the pace a little bit more again. 11.3 for the next kilometre. And as Sarah Jacobson says, she's taken too many breaks from work to attend Zwift runs, so she couldn't swing this one. No worries, we're just doing a little test. It's not really a proper race. We just want to see what the race results look like at the end. So Neil Messenger is on 5.9k, Andrew Usher 5.9. Now I'm on 5.9. So it looks like some work needs to be done at the beginning of the race. So 11.3 kilometers per hour when we get to 6 kilometers. And there we go. So 11.3 for me, 4 kilometers remaining. So just a glimpse of the river there. And then we get stuck behind the wall. It's so easy to get set up with Zwift running. Here's what you need. Firstly, access to a treadmill. It could be at home or at the gym, but any treadmill will work with Zwift. To get you moving in game, we need a speed source. Traditionally, we use a foot pod, like the Zwift Pod or the Stride, but you can also use the Run Smart treadmill sensor, your Apple Watch, one of the newer Garmin watches, the TSS app, and if you have a smart treadmill, your treadmill will connect directly to Zwift without the need for another device. Now simply download the Zwift app onto a Mac, a PC, an iPhone, an iPad, an Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. Finally, pair your speed source in the app. Pairing heart rate from your watch or a chest strap is also a great addition to Zwift. And that's it. You're all set up for solo runs, solo or group workouts, challenges and real-time racing on Zwift with people from all over the world. So Jonathan says, I note that on the start line I was about 11 seconds back from you. Hence, my distance is slightly ahead as I caught up. So yeah, because everybody started in different positions, then everybody's distance, because the five of us have kind of bunched together, we are together, but actually there's quite a bit of distance between us. So that's interesting. I mean, as long as you're not too picky, then it's okay. But if people want to have serious races, then there probably needs to be a set start line. But it's okay for a bit of fun, isn't it? So you can see Ryan Downey is just ahead of me. He has 6.5 kilometres. I've got 6.4. I'm happy to do either, Ryan. We can race it or we can just carry on getting a little bit quicker each one. Jeff Huber says he will if we do. Or we could just, instead of racing, we could just up the pace a lot for the last two. Like go up to 14 or something. So it'll be 11.5 kph with 3k to go. Alright, so Ryan says let's just up the pace. Okay. So I'll tell you what, how about then, when we get to 2k to go, we go up to 13 kph. And then 14 kph for the last kilometre. Sorry for making you type loads of things, Ryan, but you're so good at it. Thank you, Ryan. So Ryan's just put the instructions on screen there for people. Ryan Downey quite rightly says I am a master at typing and running at the same time. So maybe if you just did typing on its own, you'd be like an Uber master. And just running on its own, you'd be an Uber master as well. Put them together and you're just a master. Okay, so coming up to 3 kilometres to go. So we're going to up it to 11.5, 11.5 kph. Chris Nolan says the email from Stride just said about support for lower runner weights and better offline sync and some stability fixes. Okay, so that's the new firmware for the Stride footpod. If you haven't got that, go get it. If you've got a Stride, that is. If you haven't got a Stride footpod, then there's no need to download the Stride firmware update. To make that blatantly clear. Right, 3k to go. Mike Hoy says his iPad has died, so he's dropped off. So M Hoy was Mike Hoy. Thanks, Mike, for letting us know. Was looking forward to making my last place official. Not to worry. But note for next time, plug your iPad in. If you are running Zwift on an iPad or an iPhone, yeah, you do need to plug it in because Zwift will drain your battery very quickly. Okay, so we've got some hard work to come at the end here. So from 2 kilometres out, we're going to do 13 kph. And then final kilometre is going to be 14 kph. And that Stride update only applies to the wind version, so not the older Stride footpod. Jonathan Cost says, can you believe I won the Run in the Park Group B Winter Racing League? Well done. No, I can't believe it. I literally can't believe it, Jonathan. No, I know you were going for it. Well done, that's a good job. Nicely done. Okay, it is hot in here. Heart rate is 144 BPM. We are headed up the Champs-Élysées back towards the Arc de Triomphe. There's the Eiffel Tower. And we've got 2.5k to go to the end of the race. We are going to up the pace towards the end. Andrew Usher is off already. Andrew, Jonathan, I never forget. You know me, my memory is rock solid. Jaspal says, I hope those fans are keeping you cool. It is bloody hot. It is bloody hot. No, the fan is not really keeping me cool. It's kind of just blowing hot air on me, which is why I desperately want an air conditioning unit for the studio here. But we'll get one when we can afford it, which is not right now. 2.3 kilometers left. You'll notice this is an incline, of course, so if you want to do things properly, you put 3% incline on your treadmill. There's not a chance of me doing that, no way. If I want to do a hill session, I'll do a hill session, but I am quite happy leaving it at 0. Right, 2 kilometers of hard work coming up, or harder work. Heart rate 143, so you should see that heart rate definitely go up, and you'll see the watts go up. Bottom right hand corner currently reading 225 watts. That should go up significantly very soon. Right, we're going up to 13.
Okay, let's go. To infinity and beyond.
Jonathan is in zone 5. Okay, playtime is over. It's time to go. 13 kilometers per hour. So we've got about 9 minutes of running left. Ryan Downey's in the orange zone. Luckily, I am still in the yellow zone, zone 3, 149. 150 now. Oh, it's hot. Snively, thanks for the ride on. Willie Grider says, what model Aftershock headphones do you wear? They're the Trex Aftershocks. Oh, actually, I don't know. I can't remember the specific device. But I think it's Trex. So heart rate going up, 151. Power is 255 watts, approximately. Rush has crashed. Well, that's interesting to know though, Andrew, thank you. Oh no, bad luck, Andrew. So we're rounding the Arc de Triomphe now and we'll head back down the Champs-Élysées. No, you won't be able to get a late join now, Andrew. If it's a race, you can't late join. Oh, hang on a minute, you can late join. Because you just have. That's weird. I thought in a race you couldn't late join. But Andrew looks like he's back on. Yeah, Carl, these are my second pair of aftershocks. The first one's got sweat in them. So I got an exchange on them. Okay, nearing the final kilometre. There's a good view of the Arc de Triomphe there. Lovely overhead shot. That's nice. Okay, looks like we're all gonna hit the final kilometre now. And we go up to 14 kph. Okay, so Andrew Usher says no, his screen has frozen on Apple TV. So he is not in the run. By the way, you'll also notice you can't see any other runners or any other cyclists who are on the Paris course. And that's because we've made this a private event. So we can only see the people who are involved in the run. Stephen Smith, no worries, buddy. Also, if you've noticed, there's no positions either. So we haven't got like first place, second place, third place, which we often do have for races. Ryan Downey's done. Right, I'll go up to 15 then. Heart rate now 159. Definitely in zone 4 now. .600 metres to go. Come on, boys. Stretch it out. Up to 15 and a half now. Is there going to be a finish line to go through? Chris Beale is trying to catch me. So we'll have to go faster. Come on, Chris. There's the finish line. Meters to go. Well done, everybody. Okay, 53:07 looks about right. Bit of hard work at the end there. Chris Beale did beat me, after all, because he was behind me on the grid when we started. So he gains that extra few seconds, and he beat me by 4 seconds. Well done, Chris. And Ryan Downey crosses the line. Well done, everybody. Oh. And now, of course, you can see everyone else who is on Zwift at this current moment. So all the cyclists, all the other runners. Well done, everybody. Jeff Huber, Girard, Harrison. I know Ryan Downey's got to go and do his own run now. Neil Messenger, Jonathan Cost. Well done, guys. Stephen Smith, thank you very much. Chris Beale, well done. And the two guys at the head there, Ricardo and don't know who the other one was. Thanks. Jespal says amazing. Carl says I'd be on my deathbed now. Victoria says well done all, and Andrew, well done everyone. Shame for Andrew to have a crash there. Never mind. These things do happen occasionally. So that's it. That's a little test. Now what you can do is, if you are friends with anyone who's taken part in the run today, you can go onto their Zwift Companion app profile and check out, hopefully we can check out the results of the race. Once we've all saved our sessions, you can have a look at the results, and that'll be the first time that you'll have seen results, race results from a meetup on Zwift. So there we are, that's it. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you everybody for taking part. I'm now going to have a cold shower and go to bed early with a nice. I'm gonna have a nice cup of coffee as well, I think. Thank you very much, everybody, and thanks for the chat on YouTube and Facebook as always. Much appreciated, everybody. Take care. What are we doing tomorrow? What day is it tomorrow? Wednesday. It's Wednesday workout tomorrow. Probably another easy one tomorrow. What we're doing at the moment is miles. We're just building up the mile. We're not building up, but continually doing 100k a week mileage to get ready for the Thames Path 100 coming up in 3 weeks' time. So I'm doing minimal fast races. Maybe we'll do one fast 5k or something a week. So I'll do that maybe on Saturday. We'll do Run in the Park or something like that. But tomorrow, I think possibly a fairly easy Wednesday workout. Might join Group B or Group C. But until then, guys, take care. Thank you very much for watching, and see you soon. Bye bye.